What's going on, everyone? Gormy here. Today, I'm bringing you guys a rebuild here in FM21 with FC Schalke on the FM22 database. So we've got them down in the Bundesliga 2 after they have just been relegated. And our goal basically is to take them as high as we possibly can. We're going to try and get them promoted within the first 2 seasons and then see how far we can get within 5 seasons. So, yeah, that is basically the goal of today. See how far we can take FC Schalke in 5 seasons' time. But before we do get into today's video, please feel free to leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you guys do happen to enjoy today's video. Also, I'll be linking my Discord down below if any of you would like to join it. We've got over 400 people in that amazing community already. And on October 8th and 9th, we are going to be doing a community fantasy draft, like a Champions League style, and we are going to have a lot of fun. It's going to be a 2-day thing. Going to draft one day, then play the games out the next. So if that is something you guys are interested in, definitely join in the Discord. So far, we are going to try and do at least 8 teams, but if we could get more, obviously the more the merrier. But without further ado, let's get into the video. So, a brief overview of Schalke. They have won the Bundesliga 7 times, the most recent time being in 1958, so has not been in a long while. They won the Europa League in 1997. They've won 5 DFB-Pokals, the most recent one in 2011, 2 Bundesliga 2s, the most recent one in 1991. They won a German Super Cup in 2011 as well. They have a very solid young group here. It's just that a majority of them are off on loan because they cannot afford to keep them around by being in Bundesliga 2 and the financial issues that this club has. So that is another challenge we have on top of everything that we're going to be undertaking, is trying to fix the finances with this club. But they do have some pretty solid ability in the team. Potential-wise, they have some very good potential players as well, and I have gone ahead and brought in some players on permanent deals and on loan already, which we'll get into in a moment. But Malik Dia is going to be one of the main pieces that we build around. We're going to try and keep him here during the entire rebuild, and he is going to be playing our ball-playing defender role, so we're going to be training him on that, playing him in every game possible so that he can be the main man there. Then Amin Harriet, we're going to try and keep when he comes back from loan. If he does absolutely phenomenal and his value skyrockets, then we will for sure try and sell him on so that we can bring in some more players into the side. But yeah, we've got some solid additions to the squad that I have brought in. So let me get to transfer history real quick. So from Luca Netz down is who I have brought in. So brought in Luca Netz to be our long-term left back. It brought him in for $2 million. So absolutely phenomenal deal right there. We brought in Wilfred Ginanto to be our striker. He can also play as a shadow striker if need be for $825K. I was trying to bring in another player, but we were unable to bring him in. I'm going to try again in January. So if I can bring him in January, I will most definitely let you guys know. If not, we're definitely going to try and bring him in for Season 2 because he's an absolute beast. But we brought in Jesper Lindstrom from Eintracht Frankfurt on loan. Brought in Mohamed Kamara from RB Salzburg on loan as well. Alan Aragoni from Grasshoppers over in Switzerland. Brought him in on loan. He is a right back. We brought in Lindstrom and Kamara. They're both midfielders. Brought in Kareem Akçerkoglu. I believe that is how you say it. Akçerkoglu. Yeah. From Galatasaray, he can play in the midfield or on the wings. Brought in Mateo Klimowicz, who can play as a shadow striker or striker on the wings for us. Brought him in on loan from VfB Stuttgart. Brought in Olimpiu Mortushin from Galatasaray as well. Brought him in on loan, and he plays midfield as well. And then brought in Bartol Franjic from Dinamo Zagreb on loan, and he is also a midfielder. So we've got depth in every place that we needed it because we were really lacking, in my opinion, midfield-wise. Brought in a winger as well. Brought in a player that can play striker on loan, and then brought in our permanent striker in Wilfred Ginanto, and brought in our permanent left back in Luca Netz. So tactically, this is how we are going to set up. We're going to be using the 4-2-3-1 Villa Strangiato that I have made in the past. Actually, just recently uploaded that video in like the past 2 weeks, I believe. But we're going to have Wilfred Gnonto try and play every single game up top. Lucanet's playing as the complete wingback on the left side. Malik Dale as the ball-playing defender, like I had mentioned. And then Ralph Farman playing as a sweeper keeper on support, which is different than the goalkeeper on defend that is usually on this tactic. But we are going to be playing him and the other three in those spots because, one, I want them to develop, but two, I know that while they're developing, it's going to give us the best chance to win, and being able to have all these other open spots will allow players to rotate in and out to make sure that we are doing the best possible in our attempt to bring Schalke back to the top of German football. But with all that being said, going to get underway and start simulating, and we will be back in January for a checkup on how we are doing. All right, so here we are in January, currently sitting second in the table. We're in second, off by 4 points. Werder Bremen have a 4-point lead and a +2 goal differential over us. Hamburg SV right behind us by a point. So the title race is going to be tight. Hopefully we can go up through either automatic promotion or as champions. Now, Wilfred Gnonto has 14 goals in the league so far, which is absolutely phenomenal. Sleeve Sane has a 7.41 average rating as our central defender, so that's very, very solid. Sucks right now, though, because he is currently out injured, so hopefully he gets back sooner rather than later. And then most assist-wise, we've got Luca Netz, the left back, in with 6 assists, and then Matteo Klimowitz in on loan with 6 assists as well. And then we're in the third round against RB Leipzig, so hopefully we can get a result there, bring in some more money that way through the DFB-Pokal. But went ahead, brought in a signing, and it was the player that I wanted to get earlier on the season. That was Uriel Celli. This dude's going to be an absolute stud for us. He's going to be playing on the left wing and shadow striker throughout the 5 seasons here with Schalke. So hopefully he does a pretty solid job. And I'm feeling that Gnonto is going to score even more goals now with balls being played in from Uriel Celli and Klimowitz, as Klimowitz has 6 assists already. I think Celli can at least get to 6 or 7 assists in the second half of the season. And then Luca Netz also with 6 assists, so that's very, very solid. And having Luca Netz, Uriel Celli, and Wilfred Gnonto all in the team already with Malik Thea, that is very, very solid. So if we go up through promotion, or if we somehow stay down, keep the job, and bring some players back that are out on loan, this team will be very, very solid and set up to do a very solid job, whether it be in another season in Bundesliga 2 or our first season in Bundesliga. So hopefully we can make it to where we are solidified in the top 2 by the end of the season. But Uriel Celli definitely going to be a major, major player for the rest of the season. And we're going to be playing Gnonto, Celli, Netzthea, and Farman basically every single game that they can play for the rest of the season. Hopefully we do a solid job. And next time you see me, we'll be wrapping up what we did in Season 1. All right, so end of Season 1. Here we are. We only went and won the league. We were in second last time we checked in January. We won the league by a point, but had a +11 goal differential. And we actually ended up losing on the last day of the season to Holstein Kiel, which actually, as you can see down here, kept Holstein Kiel up and out from being relegated. So, I mean, I guess we kind of did them a favor, but nonetheless, we are champions in Bundesliga 2. We had a very solid season, only lost 4 games. One of those, like I said, actually both times to Holstein Kiel we lost, and then to Paderborn and Heidenheim, which that one to Paderborn, not too happy about that, but overall we played very, very solid. And I mean, we drew Hamburg and Werder Bremen and then beat them otherwise. So I mean, overall did very, very solid. Wilfred Gnonto led the league in goals with 31 goals in his first season, which is absolutely phenomenal. Ralph Farman with 16 shutouts in our one and hopefully only season down here in Bundesliga 2. But overall, I mean, the squad did very, very solid. Wilfred Gnonto in 37 games had 33 goals. So, I mean, he's almost a goal per game for us in his first season. It's absolutely phenomenal. Mateo Klimowicz with 11 goals and 9 assists. I may bring him back on loan again next season, depending on how things go, because I do have a buy clause in his loan to buy him for 1.1 million, but I'm not sure if we want to own him permanently. I will see about bringing him back on loan first. But Malik Thiaw with 5 goals in 37 matches. Uriel Chelly with 3 goals and 7 assists in 18 games. So if he's here for a whole season, dude's going to be absolutely absurd. Luka Netz with 2 goals and 9 assists, which is absolutely awesome. And we're going to be having some players come back on from their loan spells. One of them being Rabbi Matondo, which I plan on playing him on the right wing. Then Amin Hari did not do too hot at Olympique Marseille. I'm not sure if I want to, bring him back, play him in the starting 11, or if I want to try and move him on, bring in some money, because we are going to be getting that Bundesliga money, no doubt. But I think if we were able to add his value on top of it, that we would be able to make some much needed signings to ensure us staying up in the Bundesliga in our first season back up. But overall, I mean, we did very solid. We used the Lavilla Strangiato the entire season. And, I mean, Wilfred Gnonto did very well up top. Luka Netz did very solid on that left side. Uriel Chelly did very solid as an inside forward on support. Farman, as a sweeper keeper on support, did very, very solid. Like I said earlier, it's usually a goalkeeper on defend. But Luka Netz is now a 4-star current ability player, which is absolutely awesome. Wilfred Gnonto is now a 3-star current ability player. Uriel Chelly, same thing. But Malik Thiaw did not improve. So, not sure if we're going to be playing him every single game this upcoming season. May try and look to loan him out. Maybe to a team in Bundesliga 2 and see how he does for another season starting. But I think if we were to start him in the Bundesliga every single game, it'd be a little bit too much for him. It probably would help him develop pretty quickly, but I also think it would be a little bit too much for him. So depending on the funds that we have and everything, it will kind of dictate how we go about our center back situation, because we still have some very, very good center back options. I mean, overall, we have good options everywhere. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead, do the signings for season 2, and then we will meet back and go over everything in regards for our season 2. All right, so here we are right before season 2 is about to get started off. And I want to show you guys the club vision because they want us to avoid relegation and reach the third round of the DFB-Pokal. And then once we stay up, they want us to just continue remaining in the Bundesliga. They're not expecting too much. But they wanted us to spend the original transfer budget. So I did not disappoint. We don't have a single penny left in the transfer budget. We have plenty left in the payroll budget. We've got $3 million. Had to do some things to be able to have that wiggle room in the payroll budget. But we are going to go to the transfers so that you guys can see who I have all brought in. And we brought in some pretty solid players, especially some younger players. But we brought in Mamadou Doucouré from Borussia Mönchengladbach on a free. So he'll develop over the next 4 seasons for us. Brought in Sebastian Szymanski from Dynamo Moscow for $7.5 million. He's going to be absolutely phenomenal. It says his current ability is 4-star, potential ability 4-star. He's going to most likely get much better than this. He's absolutely phenomenal, so I'm really looking forward to seeing what he is going to do for us. Brought in Roman Nievgenjev, the Russian prodigy at center back. He's going to be an absolute unit. He's going to be playing every single game just like Roman Nievgenjev. We've got Nicolo Moro that we also brought in. All these guys from Dynamo Moscow. They're all amazing. He has a 3-star current ability, potential ability of 4-star. He's a very good playmaker. Really looking forward to seeing what he will do for us in midfield. Brought in Daniil Fomin, who is also from Dynamo Moscow. They just basically had a fire sale, and I was like, okay, I will take all 4 of these players because they are all very, very good. Daniil Fomin is a great leader, and he is a very, very solid defensive player, as well as a good playmaker as well when need be. But we brought all of them in for around 24 million, I believe that is, if I added up correctly. So 7.5 for Sebastian Szymanski, Roman Nievgenjev for 5.5, Nicole Morrow for 5, then Daniil Fomin for 7.25, so around 25 million. Then we brought in Karamoko Dembele in on loan for the right wing position. Brought in Danilo Pereira in on loan for a backup striker to Wilfred Ginanto. Brought in Per Schurz as a backup for the center backs. Brought him in on loan. I may potentially buy him in the future. We will see. Brought in Brandon Sopi from Udinese for 5.25 million. He's going to be our new right back, and he's going to be an absolute beast. He definitely does have a ways to go, but I mean, we saw what Luka Netz did last season, went from 3-star to 4-star. So if he can go from 2.5 to 3.5, that would be absolutely phenomenal. There's no guarantees that that'll happen, but he is a very solid player. We brought in Altay Bayındır to be our new goalkeeper for the future. Yes, we still have Ralph Farman. They're going to split time until Ralph's contract is up, and then Altay Bayındır is going to be the main man for us. He's very, very solid. He's 23 years old. We spent 24.5 million on him, 17 up front, and then 2.5 for the next 3 years over some installments. Then we brought in Andrei Yarmolenko. He's going to hopefully be our starting right winger in the tactic that we are rocking, which is still the Lavilla Strangiato, but brought in Karamoko Dembele basically to back him up, and we have some other players that we have here as well that we have on loan, which they are, where are you? Mateo Klimowicz we brought back, Akturkoglu, and I think that's it. Those were the only 2. Oh, Olimpiu Marushin, we brought him back as well, those 3. But besides that, yeah, that is everyone that we brought in. This is how we are looking to line up for Season 2. Wilfred Ginanto up top every game. Szymanski at shadow striker every game. Uriel Chelly at the inside forward on support on the left side, hopefully every game. We've got Daniil Fomin and Morrow in the midfield. Luka Netz at left back, Nievgenjev as the central defender on defend, and Sopi as the right back. Now, the ball playing defender, we're going to kind of just go through who we have. Same with the right wing, and then the goalkeeping position, which is now goalkeeper on defend instead of sweeper-keeper on support, because actually both goalkeepers are now better at goalkeeper on defend than the sweeper-keeper on support. So hopefully we can do a solid job in staying up this season. I definitely believe we can stay up. I think that we can actually do much better than that. But if we go to the competition and we go to season preview, it is projecting us actually to finish 10th. I was not expecting that whatsoever. So we're 150 to 1 to win the league. But I think we can finish in a Europa League spot, honestly. If we don't, that's fine. Just staying up, that is the main goal right now. Anything else will be a little extra. But I'm really looking forward to seeing how the team will do. I know that Chelly, Szymanski, and Ginanto up top are going to be absolutely incredible. Hopefully next season we can bring in a right winger that will be solidified there on that right side. But yeah, going back to transfers actually real quick. So I sold Robbie Matando, Hamza Mendel, and Amin Harit, just so that we can get this club back on track financially. And it actually helped out a lot. So hopefully we can continue to get the club back on track financially and continue to do great things with this club, because, I mean, these signings I'm very, very happy with. So, yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and see how we do in Season 2. All right, so end of Season 2, we blew all expectations out of the water. We were projected to finish in 10th, which is actually where Hamburg SV finished. We finished in 4th place, ahead of Bayern Munich and Bayer Leverkusen. which is great to see. We finished in fourth place in a Champions League spot with 62 points, went 18, 8, and 8. The teams that we lost to, I envision us kind of losing to anyways, besides Hamburg and Augsburg. Those two teams I think we should be beating, but draw-wise, at least we get a point against Bayern Munich, and then apparently, all right, yeah, we got a point against Borussia Dortmund as well. Fourth place in the Bundesliga in our first season back up, Champions League football immediately with a buttload of money incoming, hopefully, that will really allow us to bolster the squad because, honestly, yes, we did great with the 4-2-3-1 Lavilla Strangiato in our first two seasons with it. And, we won Bundesliga 2 and then finished in fourth in the Bundesliga. I kind of want to rock two strikers with this team. I think that it would be very, very solid with this squad. So we're probably going to look into doing that for season 3. So I'll obviously have to bring in another striker through the transfer market and the summer transfer window before season 3. But we got knocked out in the quarterfinal to FC Augsburg in the DFB-Pokal. But hopefully next season we can make it at least to the semifinal or even the final. Start bringing home some trophies come season 3 because, I really, really have a lot of hope for this squad. And in the Bundesliga, Wilfried Gnonto finished in third goal-wise. Erling Haaland, it's really hard to top him ever, really. But he finished with 11 less than him. But, he still finished in third, so that's great to see. Sebastian Szymanski in third assist-wise with 11 assists. So that is awesome to see as well. The squad overall did fairly solid. Wilfried Gnonto by far scoring the most goals with 26 goals. We've got 13 goals from Muriel Chile, 11 from Sebastian Szymanski. That's why I kind of want to rock two strikers, get some more goals in there. But assist-wise, Sebastian Szymanski with 15 assists. Daniel Fulman with 10, Marushin with 9, Luka Netz with 7. Unfortunately, Brandon Soppy did not improve at all over the season, but he did have a fairly solid season. I wish that his rating was a little better, so hopefully he can play a little bit better this upcoming season. He's currently on international duty with France U20s. So hopefully that experience will be good for him going into season 3. But what I think we're going to be end up doing is, like I said, having two strikers up top. Uriel Cheli can play striker. Would I much rather have a legitimate striker there? Yes. So he'll probably play behind them. And then Szymanski can actually play in the midfield. So we'll probably play him in the midfield, either as a box-to-box, a deep line playmaker, advanced, maybe a Mazzala. We shall see. But I'm really looking forward to seeing what this team will do in the coming season. Wilfried Gnonto now up to 3.5 stars. Uriel is at 2.5. Szymanski 4. Fulman 2.5. Morrow at 3. Luka Netz at 4. Roman Nievgenjev at 4. Brennan Soppy at 2.5. Then we've got Altay Bayendir, who played fairly well. Being that this is kind of going to be the season where he takes over as the main man. So we will see how we do with him in season 3. But yeah, we're probably going to be switching up the tactic, bringing in some new faces. So I'll see you in a moment for the start of season 3. All right, so here we are, getting ready for season 3. Let's go into the transfer history here. So, ended up bringing back some players on loan once again that impressed from last season, but I am very, very happy with our transfer business going into this season. So, brought in Daniel Pereira, who we had brought in to be our backup striker, brought him in on loan, and his contract was up, so brought him in on a free to be a depth striker. We brought in Yusuf Demir, who is an Austrian wonder kid. He's going to be absolutely phenomenal for us. Really looking forward to seeing what this kid can do for us. Brought him in for $30.5 million as he was transfer listed. So, absolute bargain right there. Then we brought in Benoit Badiashile for $15 million. He went to Olympiacos, and we brought him in for $15 million. I originally tried to bring him in last season, but was not able to do so because he wanted to play Champions League football. Well, we got that within one season, and he is now one of us. So welcome Benoit Badiashile for $15 million. Brought in Conor Gallagher on loan for a season from Chelsea. He is a depth option for the midfield. Brought in Diogo Dalot for $24.5 million in total. We're paying $17 up front and then $7.5 over some installs for the next 3 years. But he is going to be our main right back now. We still got Brendan Soppy, so don't worry about that. He will be the backup to him. But yeah, Diogo Dalot, we needed some quality, being that we are now in the Champions League, and he definitely brings that to us. But this signing I'm very happy about because, like I said, I wanted to go with 2 strikers, and Casper Dolberg is going to be that second striker. We have him here on loan from Bayern Munich, but we have it set up to where we can buy him for $24.5 million if we choose to do so. So, yeah, it would be awesome if he really does impress and we can get him on a deal of $24.5 million. That would be awesome, but really looking forward to seeing how he does. Like I said, we brought some players back on loan as well, which it is Per Schurz, we brought him back, and Olimpiu Marushin, we brought him back as well. So, yeah, looking forward to seeing how the team does this season. This is the tactic that we will be using. It is the 4-3-1-2 Titan. So we've got 2 strikers now, Ginanto and Dolberg. We're going to want to play every game. Our advanced playmaker, center mids on attacks, ball winning midfielders, and central defenders, aka center backs. They're all going to swap in and out because we have plenty of depth in all those positions now. And then we've got Luka Netz playing every game on the left, Diogo Dalot potentially playing every game on the right. Like I said, we still got Brandon Soppy, so if something happens to Dalot, we've got options right there. And then Altay Bendir will be our starting goalkeeper for the entire season. We've been getting offers for him, but so far we've been able to hold on to him, and he does not want to leave. So, yeah, we've got some very solid depth here. We have some very solid young players, and, I mean, with this being the team in Season 3, I think that we can once again qualify for the Champions League, maybe get to a semifinal for the DFB-Pokal, and hopefully at least get to the group stages, if not the knockouts in the Champions League with this squad. It is a very young squad. It is inexperienced, but with the quality in it, they should be able to do a solid job. But yeah, with all that being said, let's see how we do in Season 3. All right, so here we are, wrapping up Season 3, about to get ready to go into Season 4. We finished 3rd in the league, missed out on winning the league by 3 points. If we had not drawn our last game and beaten one more team, we would have probably won the league. We actually did pretty solid in the league. It was a collective team effort. Not one person really did absolutely insane. But come the Champions League, we got matched up against 2 of the best teams to ever do it in Barcelona and Man City. So we got both wins against Shakhtar Donetsk, and yeah, we got knocked out of the Champions League. But once again, we qualified for the Champions League by finishing top 4. Got to the semifinal in the DFB-Pokal, but got knocked out against Borussia Mönchengladbach. And then in the Europa League, we got knocked out in the second round to Spartak Moscow. So we definitely need to improve in some areas for sure. One of them being our left back position, because actually we're allowing Luka Netz to leave. And main reason why I'm allowing him to leave is because we need to bring in some better quality at that left back position, because he ended up regressing this season. But I mean, overall, we're probably going to bring back Casper Dolberg. He did fairly well with 17 goals, 15 assists in the league, meaning in the Bundesliga. And then Ginanto did pretty solid as well. Really happy with Roman Nievgenjev and Benoit Badiashile. They're very solid back there. Dago Dalot did pretty solid as well. But we definitely need to figure some stuff out for sure heading into season 4. With Yusuf Demir and Sebastian Szymanski, I'm not entirely sure which one I want playing the advanced playmaker role. I think I'm going to have Szymanski play center mid on attack and then Demir advanced playmaker on support like every game next season. But yeah, we're probably going to have Mr. Nicola Moro and Danil Follman become like rotation type players and bring in probably one other midfielder to help out that rotation. Obviously, bring in a left back. But besides that, I think everyone else should be staying here. But yeah, I am looking to bring in some better quality to help us in the Champions League because obviously this team is actually on the brink of being able to win the Bundesliga, and we got to the semifinal in the DFB-Pokal. So hopefully we can get to the point this upcoming season once we bring in these signings in this transfer window that can take us over the top. There's one player I already have my eye on. I did not realize his contract was up, and hopefully he does not re-sign with his team and he keeps his options open because I would absolutely love to bring him in, and it would then make Wilfred Ginanto the backup striker if we are able to bring him in. But without further ado, gonna go ahead, make some signings, and then we will get season 4 underway. So I'll be right back. All right, about ready to get season 4 underway. This is who we have brought in. Brought in Mario Gia on a free from Real Madrid. He's basically here for a depth center back option on a permanent deal because we did bring back Pershers for a third season straight on loan. But I mean, Mario Gia will be that depth option once Pershers is gone or Ozan Kabak is gone. But brought in Ilkay Gundogan as well. He is going to be part of our midfield rotation, a phenomenal piece to add to the midfield rotation. He's a very, very solid player, very solid leader for us as well with experience. We brought in Angelino to replace Luca Netz. So, I mean, we took basically one of the best performers from one of our biggest rivals domestically, and he is now in our side, and he is hopefully going to be a big-time playmaker for us as he has 17 crossing, 15 passing, great technique, some solid vision and whatnot. So, yeah, really looking forward to seeing what Angelino can do for us. Brought in Casper Dolberg on a permanent deal. It was for $31.5 million. For some reason, I thought that it was $24.5, but it's $31.5. And really looking forward to seeing what he can do with this amazing supporting cast that we now have for him and plenty of others. Brought in Florian Neuhaus for $35 million. So 2 German boys we brought in, one in Ilkay Gundogan and one in Florian Neuhaus, both going to be part of that midfield rotation, which I'm really looking forward to seeing how both will do. And what's nice about Florian Neuhaus is that he can play in multiple positions. Same with Ilkay Gundogan. Basically, all these guys can play in different positions. But we brought in Filip Stankovic on loan to be our backup goalkeeper because we no longer have a backup goalkeeper. And I didn't feel like paying transfer fee to have a backup, so brought in one on loan. But yeah, looking forward to seeing what this group can do. Once again, going to rock with the 2 strikers this season. We're going to have Casper Dolberg up top as the advanced forward on attack. Yusuf Demir as the advanced playmaker on support. We're going to have Szymanski as the left center mid on attack. And Aino as the left back. Delo as the right back. And Altay Bandir as our goalkeeper. So hopefully this group does pretty well. The ones that you see in the team on the screen currently are the ones that we're going to try and play every single game unless an injury happens. I'm hoping that when it is going about things that it pairs up Gundogan and Neuhaus together because I think that they would be a very, very solid tandem, but I don't want to put them in there and lock them in there because still want Moro and Follman to get some game time as well. Same with Marushin. We're training Uriel Celli to be a deep line forward on attack now, so basically him and Ginanto are going to be swapping in and out at that deep line forward position. But yeah, really looking forward to seeing how this team does this season. We finished in third last season, got to the semifinal of the DFB-Pokal, got knocked out in the group stages of the Champions League, and got knocked out in the second round of the Europa League. But if we can at least add a trophy this season, I'll be very happy. If we can add more than one trophy, I'd be ecstatic. So yeah, we're going to go ahead, simulate, and let's see how we do in Season 4. All right, here we are to wrap up Season 4, and we were very close to winning the league, winning the DFB Pokal, and the Europa League because we got knocked out in the Champions League because our group had Liverpool and Ajax, but I would expect Ajax to do better than us, and they did not, and Basel did better than both of us. So, in my opinion, we absolutely bottled it. We had a horrible last, really, month and a half of the season. So, I think what we're going to do is go back to the 4-2-3-1 that we started things off with, and give that one last go in Season 5 for our last season with this rebuild. And we have plenty of money to work with. We have almost $150 million to make improvements. I know exactly where we need to improve, and we are most definitely going to be a much better side. The group that we had, I'm very happy with. Like, I love the group that we have. It's just they bottled it, plain and simple. They bottled it. So if we can get some consistency with this next season, we should be able to bring a trophy or two home to the great fans of Schalke. So hopefully we can do that. But like I said, we finished in second, 2 points off of winning the league. Literally, we just win our last game of the season, and we're champions. But we could not do it. And then DFB Pokal, we went out to the eventual winners in Hertha Berlin. And then the Europa League semifinal, we lost by a goal on aggregate, which sucks. But yeah, we are hopefully going to be able to bring back some trophies come Season 5, the last season. So gonna go ahead and make some signings, get through the transfer window, and then we will regroup, see what we got for Season 5, and then get Season 5 underway. So I'll be right back. All right, so we are here ready for the final season, Season 5. Brought in 4 players, that was it. Tried bringing in some other players, but in the end, I'm happy with the signings that we brought in, and it adds much needed depth and players who know how to win. So hopefully it will help us in that sense of being able to win the Bundesliga, win a DFB Pokal, win the Champions League or Europa League in our final season with Schalke. So brought in Mateo Kovacic on a free transfer. Absolutely phenomenal signing, in my opinion. Still very, very good player at 30 years of age. So really looking forward to seeing what he will be able to do. Brought in Ismaila Sarr from Leeds. Originally was at Watford, but got transferred to Leeds and then is now one of us here at Schalke. So he could play striker or on either wing, which is exactly what I wanted. I wanted some options there. And yeah, he is a very pacey winger, very good winger. Absolutely love this kid. I've used him quite a bit this year in FM21, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what he can bring to the table for us. Brought in Jorginho from Chelsea for $8.75 million, and he is a player that is a very, very good playmaker, and that is what I wanted. I feel we've been lacking another playmaker because really Szymanski and Yusuf Demir have been the main playmaking threats in our side. I was hoping Mora would have more of an impact there, but it was not meant to be for him. But Jorginho, really, really like that signing. And by the way, it was Sarr brought in for $64 million. There we go, I can English. So Sarr for $64 million, Jorginho for $8.75. Then we brought in Patson Daka from Leicester to be one of our many strikers. We've got him, Dolberg, and Ginanto now. Yusuf Demir can also play as a striker. But yeah, paid $50 million for Patson Daka. Very pacey, very good at finishing. Really looking forward to seeing what he can bring to the side. We did end up going back to La Villa Strangiato for the final season. Looking forward to seeing what we can do with this. We're only going to be playing 3 players game in, game out. That is Altai Bayendir, Angelino, and Dalot. So hopefully the squad rotation is very solid. We have a lot of depth, a lot of very good players here now. And I mean, being able to have 3 very good vets in Ilkay Gundogan, Mateo Kovacic, and Jorginho, that'll really help out a lot. They all know how to win, so hopefully they can bring that winning mentality to the squad. We've got a lot of youth as well, so hopefully we can bring home a trophy this season, because we have not had a trophy since Season 1 and coming up from Bundesliga 2 when we won Bundesliga 2. So hopefully we can get the job done this season and not botch it at the end like we did last season. So hopefully we can finish first and win either the Champions League or the DFB-Pokal with the squad. A double would be nice in our final season, but just a trophy at all would be nice to cap things off. But yeah, with all that being said, let's see how we do in our 5th and final season with Schalke. All right, so here we are at the end of the rebuild, at the end of Season 5. As you can see right here, we finished in 4th. But competition-wise, I'm actually happy because we won the DFB-Pokal. Absolutely buzzing that we won the DFB-Pokal. It's such a difficult trophy to win because everyone goes so hard in that competition in Germany. And I'm pretty sure throughout this rebuild, it's been a different winner almost every year. I think Dortmund won it back-to-back at one point. But, I mean, overall, it is a difficult trophy to win. But we finished in 4th in the league on 68 points. We got the group of death in the Champions League with Man City, Real Madrid, Napoli, and us. Then we won the DFB-Pokal, and we got knocked out in the quarterfinal by Rangers in the Europa League. So continental-wise, we still are struggling to compete. But, I mean, domestically finished in 4th and won the DFB-Pokal. So no matter what, Champions League football and Europa League football, no matter what. So that is awesome. But I wanted to show you guys the schedule. So we were, like I said, we were up and down. We had some good parts of the season. Our best part of the season was February, where we only lost a game. It was the second leg to Celtic. And then we had PSV next. And then it was kind of up, down, all around, every direction possible. And we had a difficult game to get to the DFB-Pokal final by playing RB Leipzig, who won the league this season. But, I mean, beat them 4-1 and then beat Cologne 3-1 and beat them 2-1 on the final day of the season as well. So, I mean, overall, solid performance. It's nothing phenomenal, but we come away from this rebuild with 2 trophies, one being the Bundesliga 2 title and then a DFB-Pokal. So we will take that because ultimately we were just trying to get Schalke back to the top of German football. And by getting a DFB-Pokal in the final season, I would say we have basically achieved that. We have them as a solidified top 4 team as well. What sucks, though, is that if we were to continue, Yusuf Demir wants to leave and a couple other players want to leave as well. They want to move on to a bigger club, which sucks. But, I mean, hey, we would make absolute bank off Yusuf Demir as he is valued at $73 million currently. But I wanted to look over career stats for him with us and a couple other players. So, in his first season with us, he had 4 goals, 8 assists. Second season, he had 7 goals and 14 assists. Then this season, he had 10 goals and 5 assists. And, I mean, he being brought in for $30.5 million, he contributed very, very well. He's an Austrian water kid. Very happy that we were able to get our hands on a kid as good as him. Wanted to look at Wilfried Ginanto as well. He's been here the entire time. Brought him in for $825,000. He scored 31 goals in 34 games in his first season for us. He also had 2 assists. He had 24 goals and 4 assists the season after. After that, 17-4, then 19-7, and then this season 10-3. This was his worst season, but he is absolutely phenomenal. And if I can actually look at it real quick. All right. In 163 games for us, he has scored 101 goals. So he is, in my opinion, a club icon at least. So absolutely phenomenal signing with Wilfried Ginanto. Patson Daka was very, very important to our season this year. Very happy with the return that we got on him for $50 million. Uriel Chelly, he also has been here basically since the first season. He came in the second half. He's kind of been up and down, but I mean overall he has been a solid contributor. Nothing like insane like Mr. Sebastian Szymanski right here, who has been absolutely phenomenal. Brought him in our season coming up to the Bundesliga, where he had 10 goals and 11 assists, then 7-16, 5-6, and then 6-9, always averaging above a 7.0 rating. And he was player of the season one season. Which season was that? That was... He was runner-up last year. He was in Team of the Year in 2023, and yeah, he was the Player of the Year in 2023. So that's absolutely phenomenal. He was a great addition. Casper Dolberg, another great addition as well. With the 3 seasons he had played for us, very solid contributor. This previous season obviously was his worst season, as you can see, but the 2 previous seasons, very, very solid ones. But looking at a center back, Roman Nievgenjev, he has been phenomenal. Highly suggest everyone bring him in. With him, it's not about the goals, it's about his defensive ability, and he is very, very good at what he does. As you can see, basically averaged a 7.0 rating. The only season he didn't was last season. It was a 6.94, so just under. But then Altay Bayendir, he has been very, very solid for us as well. Brought him in for $24.5 million and basically averaged a 7.0 as well, except for this season, which was a 6.99. But yeah, I mean, overall, he has been very, very solid, and he is hopefully going to be one of the icons in this team, I would think, because of how much he has helped the club out. But overall, we ended up adding a Bundesliga 2 title in 2021 and a DFB-Pokal title in 2025. Got them solidified as a top 4 club in Germany, which is awesome. It was the goal to get them to the top of German football once again. But that is going to do it for this rebuild with Schalke in FM21. If you guys did happen to enjoy, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, have a good one. Bye-bye.